counsel for NYU.
Basically,
I'll listen to him.
since last night, there were 500 students who were out here. There was a huge rally in support of it, and at one point, people had pushed the barricades forward, and then the police had pushed back, had used pepper spray in people's eyes and mouths,
And the riot sticks.
and had used riot sticks on people. And there were also police officers with horses who were out along the side. So, but basically, there were some people who had left last night. Some of you were one of the people who was there, and there were maybe about like 10, 11, 12
About 10 or 11. They told us that if you seriously don't want to be at risk for being expelled, because we weren't done leave before one, because we weren't sure what was going to happen.
Right.
And some of us were just we want to support it, but we will support it from the outside.
Right. So, but the update right now is that basically earlier today, the students would take back NYU, the student occupiers were told that 5 of them would be able to speak with a negotiating team with NYU if they left the occupied space. So they said yes because they've been wanting to have negotiations with NYU. This had happened maybe at around 11 o'clock a.m.
And when did they leave? Do you know when they're leaving?
Well, so 5 people had left, and then they were immediately told there will be no negotiations. We wanted to separate you from other people, and you are all suspended, and you're all getting kicked out of your homes, you're all getting kicked out of your NYU dorms, and basically you have to, evacuate this area right now, and you're being given these punishments. So the people who are up there right now, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the fact that NYU would stoop to a level
So what's going on right now? How many people are up there?
There are 4 people who are up there right now. Those 4 people, well, you're seeing 2 of them, but there are 4 people who are up there right now, and that basically is it. They're standing out there on the balcony because there are security guards who are inside the space. So what they're trying to do is to stand out here because if security arrests people at the balcony in Kimball Hall, then that looks incredibly bad for the NYU administration.
Well, look.
So they're basically just waiting it out. The thing is, though, that with Councilman Charles Barron coming here with different people from various community groups, from Arab American community coalitions, a lot of people are saying these students were completely just in what they were doing. And so, I mean, essentially, I think what we can do out here is show, we're standing here in support. So I think what's happening out here is absolutely where there can be leverage in terms of shaming.
This is our leverage. This is where our power came from last night, and
you're exactly right.
Keep it today, it'll keep going.
Right, exactly.
Do you know what the councilman said this morning when he spoke?
No, I got here just after he had come here, but I spoke with Councilman Charles Barron.
Oh, I got some quotes from him.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I talked with him on the phone this morning, and he heard the demands, and he said, I am fully in support of the Take Back NYU student occupiers.
He's actually,
sorry. And then he was coming on his way to support them here.
Yeah, he actually came down, and he's actually attempting to meet with the administration to try to get the administration to drop the charges. Well, the suspensions, and to then negotiate with the students who are up on the balcony. He's basically saying to me, like, we need more of these actions. He's saying, given the fact that, they're not just dealing with tuition problems here, but the fact that they're trying to raise tuition at the public schools and at the CUNY schools, he's basically encouraging, students and people who are losing their homes and people who are facing MTA hikes to actually do similar actions, to kind of, take back their cities. And that's what he was saying to us and to the media. So.
And they basically tricked us, said that they wanted to have 4 of us go talk with people to make, some kind of consensus, and then we get a call from them saying they
wanted to negotiate with you, basically?
No, well, they were going to talk to us about having a talk, which is why we were there in the first place.
So you were one of the ones in there?
Yeah.
How many people were in there to start?
To start, I came in the second wave of people, so I was in there for
To start, there was about 7 or 8 of us.
6 hours. But I think to start they had a good 6. I don't know.
Can you explain a little bit what happened from the larger group that was in there at 3 this morning? I heard that you tricked some negotiators, and basically, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we all woke up this morning, had a group meeting, what is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. We had folks manning the barricades all night. At around 9:30, we realized the internet and electricity were off, I think they turned off the heating I think they turned off the heating as well. It was getting chillier and chillier. So I think folks were sort of suspicious that something was up. Bob Butler came down, who has been one of the two people that we've been negotiating with the entire time, saying that we could meet with the senior vice provost and somebody else whose title I didn't catch. And so 5 people went up with him. I know that 4, 5, I think all 5 of them were NYU students, maybe only 4 of them were. And those 5 individuals went upstairs. Maybe 15 to 20 minutes later, I got a text message. The text message read, they tricked us, they're suspending us and not allowing us to return to you guys. We are refusing to leave the room. No contact, I'm in the bathroom being watched. Like 2 minutes later, someone shouted doors, I think, or like we knew the guards were coming, I'm not really sure. We all rushed to the barricades on both sides. Guards were trying to get in, and then we realized they were lifting one of the gates from the back entrance, and they just, like, 30 to 50 security guards, administrators, and legal folk employed by the university rolled in, very unhappy. We called our lawyers. We got them to like slow down by saying we need to make a consensus decision, like that's how we operate, we need to make a consensus decision, we need to stand in a circle, like you guys don't know, we have to do consensus right now. So we got a facilitator, we got someone taking stack, vibe watch, no I'm kidding, I don't think we had a vibe watcher. We set up our consensus meeting, I called the lawyer, Gideon Oliver has been kind of our legal contact for the entire thing. I'm totally lying, I didn't talk to Gideon, I talked to Dave Rankin. He said it sounded like we should probably cooperate, and I thought the same because at that point we were only facing repercussions from the school, they weren't threatening to call the NYPD. So basically a lot of, and sometime in the meantime there were 5 people on the balcony. 1 got pulled back inside and the rest said they weren't going to cooperate. We were able to talk to them, and so like they knew what was happening, we knew what was happening. They don't have their coats on, as I said. We tried to get them their coats, that didn't happen.
Is that the same 4 that are still out there right now? Okay.
So there were people, so they took the IDs of all the NYU students and like basically they got down all of our names, took our pictures, we got glamour shots, it was good. They actually moved us so that we were in better lighting, which kind of cracked us up. So everyone, we still didn't know what was happening to the folks upstairs. We thought they were out. We were able to pack up all of our stuff, even the food, and yeah, I can't think of anything else that happened when we were escorted out. Oh, we were served, NYU students were served with suspension letters. We are all suspended as of right now. We're not allowed on NYU property, including folks who live in dorms. They're going to be escorted, they have been escorted I think at this point, back to their dorms. They're allowed to grab a few things. We don't really know where all of them are staying. I offered my house to like 8 people. My house is really small. Probably a bad call. But yes, we are going to have disciplinary proceedings beginning Monday or Tuesday. We have the right to legal counsel. Honestly, I'd be really surprised if anything beyond like probation happened. I don't think that, on one level, I know they're really pissed off about everything that happened, but I know on another level, they're PR smart and savvy enough to realize that like, we have a council member on our side, like the media is watching all of this, like nobody's business. They're not going to fuck with us.